Let's move to the next topic, students. The next topic is what are the fundamental postulates of justice? And different writers have given about their view, about the fundamental postulates of justice. Today we will discuss about Arnold Bridge. Arnold Bridge has described the fundamental postulates, in a different ways. Firstly, he has given the idea to us about the postulate justice is truth. Truth is the basic postulate of justice. Truth means exact presentation of an incident. Truthfulness of the fact stated in courts is of primary importance. Fine. Next, justice, we can say that a fundamental postulate has been given by Arnold is generality of the system of value. It means that the same conception of justice should be applied to every matter. Third fundamental postulate of justice is given like a equality before law. All the citizens should be equal before law. The citizens should not be discriminated in the name of their caste, color, creed, and sex. Fourth fundamental postulate of justice is freedom. Justice and freedom, if we talk about, they are correlated to each other. The liberal are of the view that man can get justice only in a free atmosphere. Freedom should be restricted for the welfare of society and nation only. Okay, the next we are having respect for essentials of nature. This is our last fundamental postulates of justice. I'm again telling you, respect for the essentials of nature. It is against the spirit of justice to compel a man to do some work which is beyond his capacity naturally. For example, to expect an old and ill man to put in physical labor is purely injustice. These above mentioned, or we can say that what we have discussed, 5 fundamental postulates are very much necessary, okay, to be followed to get justice at the local level, national level, and international level. Topic we will start related to protective discrimination. So full-fledged question can come to you related to this topic. They like what is protective discrimination, or what do you know about the concept of protective discrimination. So whenever you will get this question, you have to answer in this way. Like, if the state is doing something for the least and advantaged or weaker section of the society, it is obvious that it is working for the betterment of the people. Fine. This is known as a protective discrimination. Again telling you, if the state is doing something for the least and advantaged or weaker section of the society, it is known as it's working for the betterment of the people. This process, or this is known as the protective discrimination. Fine. It implies the discrimination in the favor of the weaker and the backward section of the society. It also implies giving preferential treatment to the weaker section of the society. For example, in our society, the scheduled castes are given reservations. Fine. In this way, the state is now entitled to discriminate in their favor. Fine. So without this kind of discrimination, these peoples will not be able to lead a human life. The object of protective discrimination, however, is not to give special advantage to a particular section, but to raise them to a level where they can take advantage of the principle of equality of opportunity and can compete with other sections too, which are living in society on equal footing. Thus, the imbalance is tried to remove from the society. So this was all about the protective discrimination. As we have discussed different types of justice, now we will discuss the difference between legal and moral justice. Fine. Legal justice, if we talk about, it deals wide principles, procedures as laid down by the system of law prevailing in a state or a country. The entire system is called justice. Sometimes a distinction is made between natural justice and legal justice. The natural justice deals with the basic principles, whereas legal justice deals with laws, custom, precedents, enacted or made by human agencies. Moral justice, on the other hand, deals with what is right and what is wrong, what are our rights and what are our duties as human beings, etc. This is traditional idea of justice. According to this, there are certain all pervasive, unchangeable and natural principles in the universe. These principles determines the natural or different kinds or the relations of individual. Man's conduct based on these natural principles. It is also known as a moral justice. Like as I have discussed with you earlier, that moral justice include the speaking of the truth, showing kindness, keeping the promise, behaving liberally, etc. Okay, so in this way, the moral justice is totally different from the legal justice. Students, let's move to the next topic. That what steps are taken by our constitution to ensure the social justice in a modern state. The concept of social justice existed even in the ancient time. We know that social justice implies that there should be no discrimination between citizens from the social point of view. They should have all opportunities for self development. For the establishment of social justice, it is essential that the political authority, through the legislative and executive, establish a society based on equality. So here we will discuss some provisions for social justice in Indian Constitution. There are many provisions in our Constitution in the chapters of directive principles. They guarantee social justice to the people, and some of the provisions we will discuss now. As first we are having the Article 46. The Article 46 says that the state shall, within the limits of its economic capacity, make provision for securing the right to work, right to education, and to public assistance in areas of unemployment, old age, sickness, etc. Okay, so Article 46 include all these provisions. Next we are having Article 42. Article 42 says that the state shall make provision for securing just and human conditions. Third we are having Article 46. Okay, that says that state shall promote the educational and economic interest of the weaker section of the society, particularly scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and shall protect them from social injustice. Next we are having Article 39A. Last was 46A. Okay, now it's Article 39A. It's added by the 42nd Amendment Act, and it says that the state shall try to secure equal justice and free legal aid to all the citizens. Fine. So these were all the provisions which were mentioned in Indian Constitution in the regards of social justice. Now we will start the next topic, in which we will critically evaluate the theory of justice given by Johan Rawls. Johan Rawls argued that the only way we can arrive at a fair and a just rule is if we imagine ourselves to be a situation in which we have to make decision about how society would be organized, although we don't know which position we would ourselves occupy in that society. That is, we do not know what type of family we would be born in, whether we would be born into an upper caste, lower caste family, rich or poor, privileged or disadvantaged. So Rawls argues this also. If we don't know in this sense who we will be and what options would be available to us in the future society, we will lately to support a decision about the rules and organization of that future society, which would be fair for all the members. So Rawls described that as thinking under a wheel of ignorance, He expects that in such a situation of complete ignorance about our possible position and status in society, each person would decide on the way they generally do. That is, in the terms of their own interest. No one knows who would be and what is going to be benefit him. Each will have a imagination about the future society. From his point of view of the worst of, it will be clear to a person who can reason and or think himself that those who are born privileged will enjoy certain special opportunities. Fine. Johann Roll, a philosopher, he argued in theory of just distribution also, which has put forward by him that there could be rational justification for acknowledging the need to provide help to the least privileged members of the society. So this was all about Johann Rawls' theory of justice. Fine, we will going to wind up this session now. This was all about justice chapter. You all are required to do the NCERT questions and important terms of this chapter on your fair notebooks. Fine, and you all are required to do the chapter level resources attached with these videos and complete the worksheet also. Thank you so much. Take care. Stay blessed.